Morning guys, how's everyone doing? So, as you know, I'm here in Yorkshire this week on a coaching course, and I'm not going to have like a lot of time. So what I'm doing is when I get the opportunity, I'm just jumping on and doing some quick live videos. Now, I will possibly do an evening live, which I'll give you notice in advance, but at this point, I'm just kind of fitting in the time when I can because it's really intensive, the days are long. And there's just something I thought I wanted to talk about because it came up recently with one of my clients. And as you know, if you're tuning in for the first time and you don't know, then I'm a counsellor. I work with couples. I also work with individuals. Now, I specialise in relationships, but I also have a lot of experience in depression, work-related stress, and I work with people on lots of issues really, but I'm specialising in those areas. So one of the things that came up recently was just a discussion with one of my clients. I met with her for, it was an hour session, and she was talking, and then all of a sudden I said, okay, we've got 5 minutes till the end of the session. And she said, oh, she said, okay, that went really fast. Oh, I really got, the energy was really going well. I felt it was really flowing. Oh, I really enjoyed that. And then it made me sort of sit back and think, really, what creates energy and synergy within that counselling relationship? Because without it, I don't think you can have productive movements within the therapy sessions, but also I don't think you're going to kind of bond and connect with your client. Now, I've been a counsellor for 8 years, and some of the work I've done has been at Women's Aid, domestic violence work, which is really intense. I've worked with children at Barnardo's, and that was around sexual abuse. I've also then, when I've set up a private practice, it's been anything from depression to, I don't know, relationship stuff, self-esteem, quite a lot of different areas really. And each time a client walks into that room, you don't know what they're going to bring, but also you have to build the bonds between you and that client. It could be male, female, young, old, someone who's a different background from you. So it's not always about just building on getting to know them. So just asking details about their name, whether they're married, whether they have support and all of that stuff. That forms a part of the assessment. But this other thing is like a synergy and an energy. And I was just thinking about it really. So I'm just going to give you a few tips. This is for clients if you're looking at what you feel you need within that counselling room. But also it could be for people watching who are thinking about becoming counsellors. These are some of the things over the 8 years I feel are really important within the counselling room. So a client should feel safe to talk. Now, this applies to any relationship where someone's going to communicate, whether that's in a marriage, whether that's in a relationship with your boss. There has to be safety. People are not going to open up. Thanks for joining me online, whoever's online, thank you. People are not going to open up unless they feel safe. Now, what I've heard over the years, really, and this is in any type of relationship, is people will say, you can talk to me, trust me, don't worry, just be honest. You know, just say what's on your mind and all of these sorts of things. And then when the person opens up and talks, then there's a backlash or a response or reaction and a consequence. Now, if you don't provide safety for someone to open up, then they're not going to open up, or when they do, if you give a reaction that is negative, they're not going to do it again. So that's a key thing within that counselling relationship. It probably applies to coaching, doctor-patient relationship, any relationship. If you want the truth from people, you have to make it feel safe for them to do so. Hi, whoever's joining me, thanks for joining. I can't see names on here, but I can just see people joining me. Thank you. The person has to feel listened to. Now, one of the things people don't understand about counselling is that you're doing more listening than you're doing talking, and it's hard to actively listen, meaning to listen to what someone's saying, to not judge what they're saying, to not intervene at the wrong time. It takes a lot of strength and practice, to be fair, because I'm a chatterbox. Even off my counselling training, it took me a while to get used to pauses, to observe body language, to give that person thinking time. Now that's come with experience over time, but I tell you what, it's so powerful when you do that. So as a counsellor, I know that over the years I've gained those skills. It's helped me become a better counsellor, but it's also helped with the flow, the synergy and the energy within the counselling room. That person can see that I'm patient, I'm waiting for them. When they have thinking time and when they pause, they're allowed to do that. I'm not going to just jump in and say, oh, you're a bit quiet. You can be quiet. You can be whatever you want to be in that room. So it's about feeling listened to and giving permission for that person if they don't want to talk, you know, at that time. It's about not feeling judged. Now that's a big one, and that's the same as the safety thing. In life, there's lots of people that feel judged, and it's going to prevent them from saying and doing lots of things. Some of it psychologically is your own stuff. Hi, whoever's joined me, thanks for joining. Some of it is psychological, some of it is your own stuff. No one's judging you at all, but you just think they are. Now, if that's the case, then that's down to you to reflect and to consider where it's coming from and to work on it. There are other cases where you are being judged. Now, as counsellors, we go through extensive training, and part of our training, I'm just getting better light, part of our training is to consider our own prejudgments that we have about people. Part of our training is to consider whether we are, when we're saying something, is that coming from our own agenda. So I know that I've been through not only my own therapy, part of the course, when as part of the course a therapist has to have therapy, I also evaluate every single day if I'm being judgmental, whether that's a post on Facebook, a debate. Hi, Sharon, thanks for joining. Whatever, I'm always considering, is that a judgmental statement you made there, Marianne? Is that coming from your place or is that coming from somewhere else? You know, no one will talk to a counsellor if they feel you're judging them. And people are not stupid. Just because you don't say, ooh, why did you do that? Or, ooh, that's strange. They'll see it in your facial expressions. They'll hear it in your voice. Morning, Sharon. Hope you're having a good morning. And the final thing is for someone to be able to be themselves. I mean, everyone wants to be themselves. No one wants to be told you should be more like so-and-so, or have you ever thought about speaking like this, or have you ever thought about changing this about yourself? Who wants to hear that? And I know, like, counsellors shouldn't really be saying that, but there are some people who've come to me for counselling and they've said, my previous counsellor always was, you know, used to say this to me, or my previous counsellor always would talk about her story. So as counsellors, we have to be aware of what we say, when we say it, and how we say it. That's what keeps the energy, the flow and the synergy in the room. Allowing those pauses, knowing when to intervene, knowing how we say something to a client, when we say it. It's all about understanding your client, because if we're asking a question, we need to know why we're asking, what's the agenda, you know, what's the relevance. If someone is talking about lots of other people, if you get into the other people's stories, so they're coming to talk to you about their relationship problems, the husband doesn't want to come to the session, but you're spending most of the session talking about the husband's feelings, the husband's views. He's not in the room. You're in the room with your client. You've just finished breakfast and listening to me. Oh, thanks, Sharon. You're going to listen to me before you start your day. Thank you for joining. And it's about body language, creating warmth. Right, I've got to go downstairs now because I'm about to have my own breakfast on this coaching and training. But yeah, I don't know, I'm really passionate about this because I just think every client that enters into that therapy room should feel safe. They should feel that they're not being judged. They should be given a warm, welcoming approach, regardless of what's going on for you as a counsellor, regardless of what your personal feelings are. You have to be authentic in what you're doing. Not only is the client coming to you because they want help, because they're vulnerable, but you have to also question if you have a reaction towards someone, or if you're not giving them 100% of what they've come there for and you're not present, you need to question that about yourself. You know, luckily for me, I'm so passionate about counselling that, I mean, I can't stop being a counsellor sometimes. Even on this course, it's a coaching course, I've been told that I'm still like counselling, I'm not coaching, because I'm always in counsellor mode. So for me, it feels easy, like to be with another person, be present, and to listen to them and to help them, because I know that's the end result, is outcome. But this is just something I wanted to do a video on. Thank you for watching. Thanks, Sharon. I hope you go and enjoy your breakfast. I'm going to go and have mine now as well. And please leave your comments. Also, if you want to make a counselling inquiry, all my details are on this page. So feel free to find the information, and you can send me a message on Facebook. You can go to my website. You can also send an email. All the details are on this page. Thank you for watching, everyone, and I'll do more videos later in the week. Take care. Bye.